ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासिक गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are seeing here, chapter is entitled as Glories of Devotional Service, and before this we saw Kapila Muni describing about the symptoms of a self-realized person, a sadhu. Titikshavaha, karunikaha, suhridaha, sarvadehinam, अजात शत्रवः शांतः साधवः साधुभूषण. And after that he describes मयि अनन्येन भावेन भक्तिं कुर्वन्ति ये दृढं मत्कृते त्यक्ता कर्मणा त्यक्ता स्वजन बांधवाः. Such a great personality, such a great sadhu who has all these good qualities which were described, tat titikshavaha karunikaha. He is very staunchly engaged in devotional service. This is very important. As Prabhupada earlier had described, sadhu is not mere by dress. Sadhu is not merely by long beard. These are just external signs. Real sadhu is staunchly engaged in bhakti. Mai ananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti. Ye dridam. Dridam means very staunchly is engaged in devotional service without deviation. And what else? Mat krito tyakta karmanas tyakta swajana bandhavaha. And for the sake of the Lord, he has renounced all connections, family relationships, friendly acquaintances in this material world. These are the qualities of a sadhu. And further, more symptoms and more qualifications of such a great personality sadhu is described. And the whole purport is, he is very staunchly engaged in practical devotional service. That is the sum and substance of what Lord Kapila is saying. Madashrayaha katha mrishtaha. Madashrayaha here means about me, in connection with me. Madashrayaha. Katha, the leelas of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, Krishna Katha, very delightfully, mrishtaha, shrunvanti kathayanti cha, very delightfully he hears and very delightfully he glorifies the Lord. For us it is very difficult to sit Bhagavatam class specially, isn't it? Even chanting is very difficult. Chanting time, Is it? Very difficult to be, to remain awake and delightfully hear. Very difficult, isn't it? We don't very delightfully hear. Very difficult for us. Somehow or other we complete our round, somehow or other we sit. And not very delightful. So, if one has developed taste, he will be very delightful. These are the practical, Prabhupada is saying, in the lecture Prabhupada says about this. These are the practical signs of a devotee. Bhakti is not something impractical or theoretical. So here we can see, is very delightful in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. Then, tapanti vividhas tapa. In the material world, everyone suffers varieties of miseries. Vividha means varieties are there. Tapanti means suffers, inflicts suffering. Vividha tapaha, the material miseries, when they occur, they inflict lot of pain, lot of suffering to the living entities. But for the devotees, na etan, they do not suffer like this. They do not suffer like ordinary people. Na etan. Why? Madgata chetasaha. Their thoughts are completely absorbed in me. So this is the secret of not being inflicted with material miseries and pains. If we absorb our thoughts in Krishna or in Krishna consciousness, no material miseries will inflict pain. If our thoughts are absorbed in this material body, then only miseries and only pains. Horrible miseries, horrible pain, horrible suffering, it is inflicted on us, on the living entity. So, this is what it is said here. So, Prabhupada talks about there are multifarious miseries in material existence. It's a fact. Everyone in this material world, one or another kind of misery one is suffering. Because there are multifarious. Somebody is suffering from one kind of misery, another is suffering from another kind of misery. Isn't it? Just like Prabhupada gives an example. In India, people say we are less advanced. That is one kind of misery. People think. We don't have that kind of big opulence like in America one may have. The want of food and malnutrition and one kind of suffering. But then Prabhupada says there is a different kind of suffering in America. Prabhupada says when he was going in subway trains, he saw so many advertisements are there about painkillers, tranquilizers. Varieties of Anacin and this sin and that sin. Isn't it? Varieties of medicine. So Prabhupada says, they are more advanced, so they have to take more medicine. In India, we are less advanced, one tablet may be sufficient. But they are more advanced, so they have to take more tablets. So different kinds of suffering. So, foolish people, in ignorance, because of the curtain of illusion, they cannot understand that they are suffering. Prabhupada gives an example. The more one is degraded in life, the more he cannot understand his suffering. the more one is degraded. Just like in human life, we can understand how much suffering it is to be in the animal life. One is dog and lying down on the street, hog eating stool. The more the degraded condition of life, the more suffering, but unfortunately they cannot understand. Prabhupada says, even now, even in the human life, one has become so degraded that actually one cannot understand so much of suffering is there. Prabhupada gives an example. You go to a hospital, you ask somebody, how are you? He will say, today I am little well. He is actually in a painful condition, in hospital, and still relatively he is thinking, today I am better. One cannot understand how much suffering in this material world one undergoes. So here Prabhupada is explaining that the Vedic literatures have classified varieties of sufferings are there. Adi Atmika, I am having headache today, back pain. So much back pain, isn't it? This is pertaining to the body. Prabhu, today I am not in the mood of talking. I don't want to talk. Suffering of the mind. See? So mind is suffering. Mind is sometimes very upset. I am very upset today. Isn't it? This is all Adi Atmika. Pertaining to the body, pertaining to the mind. Then Adi Bhautika. In the night we want to sleep peacefully, but dogs will be barking. And our night, very difficult to sleep even properly. Or mosquitoes, we have to go under the bed, put all kinds of mosquitoes. Isn't it? So much care we have to take. Chilling winter now, sometimes very difficult to even sleep. Excessive heat sometimes, very difficult practically. Isn't it? So these are all, or sometimes enemies are there. Isn't it? Even if we want to live peacefully, somebody becomes our enemies and they practically harass us. Sleepless night we get. So imagine what kind of miseries are there. One or another. Mind gives trouble, body gives trouble, other gives trouble. At least to certain extent we can control all these things, but Adi Devika cannot control. Excessive heat, excessive rain, all these things cannot control. Isn't it? Flooding, earthquakes, varieties of. So, Prabhupada says, this is a reminder that in this material world you cannot be happy in any stage of life. Cannot be happy. And apart from this, there are many more kinds of miseries. Birth is a misery, death is a misery, old age is a misery, varieties of diseases we get. All these are different kinds of miseries one get. So Prabhupada says, where is happiness? And that is what it is said here. Tapanti vividhas tapaha. Tapanti. So much of suffering is being inflicted by different kinds of varieties of different kinds of suffering. But here it is said, if one wants to get rid of them, the solution is na etan. Those who are in Krishna consciousness, they do not suffer like this. There is suffering, no doubt, even in Krishna consciousness. Until one has become completely above the modes of material nature, till that time suffering will continue. But otherwise, even in devotees' life, even though we may not be so much advanced in our spiritual life, these kinds of sufferings are not there. Prabhupada says, so much of acute suffering is not there. So everybody has to tolerate. Even materialistic people, when these kinds of suffering comes, they will also have to tolerate. But suffering of the devotees, they don't have to tolerate like in the material world. That so much of acute suffering is not there. Devotees are relieved of that kind of acute suffering. So, there is a Bengali saying, Prabhupada quotes one Bengali saying. He says, Deha smriti nahi yaar, samsara bandhan kahan thar. One whose mind is not absorbed in this material body, where is bondage for him in this material world? So actually, if we analyze, if we are suffering, we are bound. Our thoughts are too much on this material body. All of us should understand this point. If some devotee feels that I am suffering so much, then one should understand his thoughts are too much occupied with this material body. Otherwise, samsara bandhan kahan thar, deha smriti nahi yaar. If one is not absorbed in this material body, for him, where is the bondage? Isn't it? Prabhupada gives very wonderful examples. Two very wonderful examples Prabhupada gives. One example Prabhupada gives is, when somebody's thoughts are too much absorbed in his new brand car, and when it meets with an accident, nothing has happened to him, but his new brand car is broken, it is dismantled, but how much pain he feels. So Prabhupada said, it's a question of where your thoughts are absorbed. So that person's thought is so much absorbed with his car that he feels so much pain. But if a person is little rational, not so much absorbed in that, then he will think, what is there? One car has met with an accident, okay, I'll get it repaired, I'll get new car. Isn't it? I'll replace it. Just imagine how much difference is there in that. And then Prabhupada gives the example. This extension of absorption in the body, it comes out in the form of my family, my nation, nationalism, communalism, isn't it? Terrorism, all this comes in absorption in the body, bodily concept of life. And Prabhupada gives an example, how much suffering because of this. Prabhupada says, I have seen. Somebody is thinking this body is Hindu. Somebody else is thinking this body is Muslim. And the result is so much suffering. Fight with each other, cut each other, and then suffer so much. See? The result of absorption in gross material body, we can see how much suffering it inflicts. So Prabhupada is saying, why devotee is not so much inflicted, so much acute suffering is not, because he is not thinking I am this body. He is not thinking I am Hindu, I am Muslim. So where we are having that kind of, that kind of suffering, where people are suffering like this. Where there is a question of quarrel with Muslims or Christians or anything, because devotee is not thinking in that term. See how suffering can be mitigated. Just if people are being educated that they are not this material body, so much suffering can be mitigated. Then what one else to do? Because thoughts will be absorbed somewhere, either in the material body. So Krishna is saying thoughts should be absorbed in thoughts about Krishna. Na etan madgatah chetasaha. Our thoughts, our mind has to be absorbed with respect to Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna advises specifically to the devotees. This is very important. Other people, it may be difficult for them to understand. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshana sukha dukkadaha. This material body, it is because of senses coming in touch with sense object, miseries are perceived in this material world. Matra sparsha. It is because of senses coming in touch with sense objects. So sometimes we will be inflicted with shita, sometimes with ushana, sometimes with severe cold, sometimes with severe hot. So what is Krishna advising? Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshana sukha dukkha daha. Similarly, sukha and dukkha is perceived like this. So Krishna is saying, just learn to tolerate them. So this is what it is advised. Devotees are not too much bothered about bodily pains and bodily pleasure. Okay, whatever minimum is required, we take care. Not over and above that. Isn't it? Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, similarly it is described, that actually one has to get out of the concept of this body. After all, what is this body? Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke. If somebody's mind is too much absorbed in this body, kunape, which is nothing but a bag of bile, mucus and air, kapha, pitta and vayu. So Bhagavatam is explaining, why are you so much absorbed in the bag of kapha, pitta and vayu? So much you should become absorbed. After all, what it is? It is just a bag. Should we be so much absorbed in this? And who is that person? What is his condition? What is he compared to? Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke. What is next? Swadhi kalatradishu bhauma ijjati. So he is thinking in terms of body and connection. Swadhi, kalatra, adi, this body and expansions of this body, they are mine. Bhauma ijjati, where I am born, it is my motherland, worshipable. Isn't it? Such kind of buddhi. So they are like gokhara. So animal concept of life. So what is the conclusion? Prabhupada says, the more you are in bodily concept of life, the more you suffer. The more your thoughts are absorbed in Krishna, the more you are out of this material suffering. Prabhupada says it is a question of absorption of mind. Prabhupada then gives the example that he has read in the newspaper that there was one person, Mr. Stalin, and when he was asked that the doctors told him that now you have to be operated, and when they wanted to give him some kind of anesthesia, so he refused. He said, no, I don't want. Let the pain be there, no problem. I want to see how you operate. So Prabhupada is saying, even if a material person, if his thoughts are absorbed somewhere else, and he can get out of the pains of the body, is it how much more we should understand, how much more it is possible to get out of the pains of this body if one's thoughts are absorbed in Krishna. Isn't it? That is what we have to understand. So this is how a devotee does not suffer from the material pangs like this. We can see the example. Prabhupada gives the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, how much bodily pain he was inflicted. So much of bodily pain was given. He was thrown under the feet of elephants. He was thrown from the cliff of mountains. He was put into boiling oil. So much of, but because his thoughts were completely absorbed in Krishna, no material pains. Of course, we are not on that level. Then Prabhupada gives the example that few years back, few hundreds of years back, Srila Haridas Thakur, he was born in a Mohammedan family, and Chand Kaji became very envious of him. He called him one day. He said, "You are born in such a nice Muslim family, and now you have become Hindu." So even on material plane, Haridas Thakur explained to him, he said, "Why you should be troubled? So many Hindus become Muslim, and if I have become so-called Hindu, you are saying that I have become Hindu. Why you should be so much agitated because of this?" And when he replied like this, he became more angry. And then he told, "Okay, you are replying?" He was beaten in 22 marketplaces. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally took those beatings. The Lord saved. So a devotee does not in that way suffer. Those whose minds are absorbed completely in Krishna. Just like even Prahlad Maharaj, he says, his mind is completely Mahamagna Chittaha. His mind is completely absorbed in Krishna. So he says, I have, anywhere I am, I have no pain. So Prahlad Maharaj personally explains this. What is said here, same thing. Personally explains. He says, because my mind is fully absorbed in you, I find no pain in this material world. I have no suffering, I have no dukkha. But still he says, I have one dukkha. So chetato vimukha chetasa. Those who are covered with illusion, they have made so much of material arrangements in this material, vimudhan, that they will be happy in this material world. They have turned away your face from you, and actually they are suffering. So their suffering is my suffering. Karunikaha. See, we can see both the things. Titikshvaha. When material suffering comes, devotee learns to tolerate, but he still has a suffering. What is his suffering? Pains of others. That is his only suffering. Otherwise, he has no material suffering. Isn't it? So, that is what one can understand. That if our mind becomes absorbed, somehow or other, if we can absorb our mind in Krishna consciousness, in thoughts of Krishna, as it is said here, then actually our pains of this material world is mitigated. And the more we absorb our mind, our thoughts in this material body, in this material conception of life, then actually more we will suffer. Prabhupada gives another wonderful way of mitigating this suffering. Prabhupada says, actually devotees should learn from Kunti Maharani to welcome material sufferings. Of course, it is a little bit more advanced, very difficult for devotees to understand. Otherwise, we want a peaceful life. We want peace. Actually, if we become a little bit more advanced, like Kunti Maharani, Prabhupada says it is more favorable because in Sukha, sometimes we forget Krishna. Dukkha, actually accelerates our thinking of Krishna, accelerates our dependence on the Lord. And the more you think of the Lord, the more Lord is present 24 hours. And that's what Kunti Maharani is experiencing. My dear Lord, the more we were suffering, in all those moments of suffering you were there. The moment that material suffering is gone, you are also going away to Dwarka. Better let those suffering be there eternally, because eternally we can have your association. So actually devotee takes it to the advantage. Devotee does not blame others for my suffering. My suffering is 100% mine. Devotee should take responsibility of his suffering 100%. That is devotional service. How? Tatte anukampasu samikshamanaha. My dear Lord, bhunjanu eva kritam vipakam. It's all my misdoing, my dear Lord. What I am suffering today is not because of this or that. All my doing, I am suffering today. Actually, mercifully, my dear Lord, you have reduced my suffering. And I understand this is your anukampa. See how the Vedic literatures are telling us. How a devotee takes to the suffering, this is how a devotee takes. This is his perception of life. And actually, if we live our life like this, Bhagavatam is saying, Saivadayavak, it becomes his right to be liberated from this material world, go back to Godhead. It becomes his right to get the mercy of the Lord, because the Lord becomes very pleased with that kind of attitude of a devotee, isn't it? So that's how he does not suffer like people suffer in this material world. So this is what it is said here. So we'll stop with this Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki